One, two, three. Hi guys, welcome to A to Z United's live streaming podcast. I'm joined by Ankit here, and this is Anand. Thank you so much for joining. It's a wonderful day today, and in this live podcast, we are going to discuss Manchester United's next Premier League away fixture against Burnley. And you know, as much as I can tell, but this is going to be a very, very important fixture that could shape up the title race. I know that we are pretty soon right now. We are just, I think, 16 games into the season. But if you win this game against Burnley, which is no doubt going to be a very tough game because Burnley has always been a handful of an opposition for all the big six teams. So if you win this game, we are going to go 3 points clear of Liverpool and we will be sitting comfortably at the top position. And this is also an important game because our next fixture after Burnley is going to be at Anfield against Liverpool. So if you win this game and if you win the game against Anfield, we will be basically making a gap between us and the rest of the chasing pack in the Premier League as well. So this is a very, very important fixture that needs to be won. The positives are United are currently in a wonderful form in the Premier League. We have basically taken 26 points from a possible 30 points. So basically, we have won 8 and drawn 2 in our last 10 games. This is also an away game, and United have an excellent record in the away game as well. We have equaled the Premier League record of 11 away wins consecutively. So, Manchester United are going to be coming into this game brimming with confidence. We also won our third round the FA Cup game against Watford as well, where all our French players took part in it, and we basically won the game. So even after resting the whole squad, we basically won the game. So it is also a very good game. And Ankit, bro, I'm very excited about this game. But what are your thoughts about tomorrow's match, brother?
It is a crucial and a must-win game for United, considering the big match that we have, the match of the season so far on Sunday against Liverpool will shape up the potential title charge for both the teams. So, winning this game will provide United a momentum, stability, and a mental what you can say a mental strength to go on and win against Liverpool on Sunday. So this is a must-win game and a crucial game for United to win. And if we win today's game, or even if we have a draw, we are sitting top of the table with same with same games played, similar games played with Liverpool. I think we will be top of the table if we draw or even win this game today. And this is the biggest thing that United can achieve in this 2.5 years that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has taken over. Being on the top of the table of the Premier League is what every United fan wants. Every United fan wants, and now this is the opportunity, and I think we should need to capitalize and seize the moment. And Klopp and Liverpool fans are rattled, to be very honest. Uh, I haven't heard Klopp in this 2 or 3 years that he has taken over Liverpool saying that other teams are getting or cry over penalties. But when it comes to United and when we are winning penalties and games, I think Klopp has also been worried a bit. And if there is no denying that Liverpool fans or Liverpool fan base are rattled at this moment of time because United are coming from them. It is premature and it is early to say that yes, we are in a title challenge. But considering that if we play against Liverpool on Sunday, basically we will be playing half of the season, and within the half of the season, if we are the best team, like we are on the top of the table or even second, I think then we are seriously title contenders, and that is the reason I think this game will be basically a shape up to what we can see or expect from United on Sunday against Liverpool. So must massive game for United today. And as you said, that Burnley hasn't been a great ride for us in the recent years. We still remember the last year when they beat us 2-0 at home, and it was basically Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game in charge. He was going to get the sack, but then we signed Bruno Fernandes in the January transfer window, and rest is history. And then he took us into the Champions League, and we finished fourth. So uh, massive game, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to get the personnel right in this game. So Burnley are currently 16th in the table with 16 points, And Sean Dyke, as you know, will play with two strikers up front with a 4-4-2 system, and his strikers, that is Barnes and Wood, will basically just hold on to the ball. And United need to win that second ball, right? Because they are physical. Burnley are very physical, and the only thing that I'm worried about is the United centre back pairing. If we persist with Maguire and Lindelof, then it is going to be a very tricky sort of scenario there, because both Barnes and Wood are physical and good in the air, and if we do not mark their players specifically in corners or free kicks, then it's going to be a very toiling day for both the centre backs.
Yes, Ankit. And as you mentioned, with few of the points, that this actually is a very important game that we need to win, can get the 3 points, because we are at the point in the season where if any team slips up, it's going to be hard to come back again.
Yeah.
And so that is on the one side. On the other side is if any team picks up form, then that team is going to be basically running ahead of the chasing pack as well. And of course, Klopp is rattled. The players are rattled. You can see them in their interviews as well, speaking about penalties and Manchester United rather than focusing on their own issues. I mean, they anyways have a lot of defensive fragilities as well.
Yeah.
And speaking of penalties, I'll be really happy if United can get a penalty at Anfield. That would really put them
There
on.
was a there was an image where there was a fake scorecard, and it said the best possible result will be Bruno Fernandes scoring a 94th minute penalty against Liverpool to win at Anfield. So that was an image, but it can come true. You never know.
Yes, yes, yes. And hopefully, if we can get a penalty after full time and then win the game, then I think that is still a good
Oh
point.
my god,
But
that will be a
absolutely,
meltdown. That will be a huge meltdown.
that would be yeah, exactly. Liverpool would be feeling as if everything is against them, and which is what United wants. I mean, come on, we've been the better team this season, and the table is showing that, no doubt.
Hmm.
And speaking of Burnley, Ankit, you basically mentioned a very good point, as in Burnley play the traditional 4-4-2 system, the traditional English system that uh, English teams used to play in the late 90s and 2000s as well. Leicester City also had really good success with 4-4-2 system when they won the Premier League title. Uh, I'm also pretty skeptical. What I would like to see is a defensive pairing of either Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, or Victor Lindelof at 180. But it doesn't seem much more likely to me as well, considering Eric Bailly started the game against Watford as well. So speaking of the players and the lineup, Ankit, according to you, what is the potential lineup that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to put forth in this crucial away game?
So as you said that Eric Bailly played against Watford and he went off injured due to concussion. So him playing this match, if he's fit, I think he should play both the games, not just this game, but I think he should play both the games against Burnley and against Liverpool. So my centre back pairing for the rest of the season will be Maguire and Bailly, because they look so comfortable when they play together, and they play as a centre back partnership. Whereas on the other side, other end of the pitch, I think when Maguire and Lindelof play, I think it is tragedy waiting to happen, because they cannot clear the first ball. And specifically when you are playing against Burnley, you have to be very physical in the air, as well as you have to win the second ball, so that they do not have an entry into the final third of United. So uh, for me, the centre back partnership will be a key, and what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes with will decide the fate of this game. Because in the attacking perspective, I don't think United have challenges, because we are scoring goals, and our players in Bruno, or maybe in Rashford or Martial, and Cavani will be back for this game. So we have a lot of firepower up front. So that is the thing that I'm not worried with. But yes, when it comes to the defensive side of things, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to get it right. And if he persists with the combination of Harry Maguire and Lindelof, then I think maybe Matic plays, because McTominay has played, I think, the whole last week games. So I think McTominay will get a break, and Matic will come in. So the back four with De Gea remains the same. So back five of United will remain the same: Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, with Maguire and Lindelof. But I want to see, and I hope that he picks Eric Bailly in this game, because his presence is a must for United in this game. The speed, the tenacity, and the physicality that Eric Bailly provides in this United squad help us to play one gear forward. I think the Everton game as well as the Aston Villa game. When Eric Bailly played, we were playing on the front foot, and that is the reason we were able to dominate and win both of the games. So he provides another dimension and another aspect of playing when Eric Bailly plays. So for me, it has to be Eric Bailly in both the games for against Burnley as well as Liverpool, because they are both away games and we have to be good very defensively considering we are the away side. So yes, but I think yeah, he will go with again Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Chuckle Brothers Part 2. I do not rate them. I will not rate them anytime. Individually, they are good players. Individually, they are very good players. They are decent enough players. But as a partnership, they are a tragedy waiting to happen, a calamity waiting to happen. As we said with the Phil Jones and the Chris Smalling partnership, I think it is quite similar. It is on the same wavelength, if not worse, right? So I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to change something in this match. So for me, I'll prefer Egbai, but as you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will persist and go with the same center back partnership. So back
Yes,
five
and
remains the same. Yeah,
I mean, against one of the most important games in the season in the EFL Cup semi-final, he did go with
yeah, yeah,
them,
yeah.
even though Eric Bailly was the sole person who won the game against Aston Villa. Got that. So yes,
That was I'm still amazed with that decision that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire partnership in that all important semi final. I hope he doesn't repeat these mistakes in the upcoming crucial games. Yeah, so in the midfield, I think Matic plays because the aerial presence and the aerial dominance that we need against Burnley, I think Matic will provide us if Eric Bay doesn't play. So Matic and Fred for me will have to play this game if we are going with that Lindelof and Maguire partnership. So Eric Bay, sorry, Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, De Gea with Matic and Fred as the holding. So there are seven players. Then Bruno Fernandes plays at the attacking midfielder. Then I think Rashford and Martial play, and the right hand side spot is up for grabs. If he wants to play a diamond, then Pogba plays, and if he wants to go with a more direct attacking threat, then Greenwood plays. So for me, I'll go with Pogba, and there is my 11 that I'll go with. So what do you think? Do you see a similar kind of lineup, or you see a host of changes or a tweak in the formation?
so to be honest, I'm basically not worried about our attacking options. I'm sure that whatever permutation or combination that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go, we do have enough firepower to take the game towards Burnley. But the kind of game that I'm expecting is, I kind of expect Burnley to sit deep. I don't expect them to
Yeah,
dominate
yeah.
the ball much. Basically playing long balls towards their front two partnership. Chris Woods and Barnes. So that is what I'm kind of hoping for. Uh, what I'm actually concerned is the defensive pairing. That's the only one that I'm concerned with. It's okay as to whatever the front five that he plays. Even the CDMs are fine. I think everyone is basically doing a very good job. Fred, Matic, McTominay is doing good. Donny van de Beek is playing it simple. Pogba, Bruno doing the thing. But I'm just hoping that he goes with a very good defensive pairing. And I would also like to see Eric Bailly in the lineup. That is for sure. You can pair Eric Bailly with Maguire or Lindelof, which is fine. And as you basically mentioned, Maguire and Lindelof I mean, they do have their own strengths and weaknesses, but they just don't complement each other. I mean, having them on the pitch, it kind of feels like it's a disaster waiting to happen. And it's not new as well. We've conceded way too many goals in the Champions League. We went out in the EFL Cup, in the Premier League as well. So, uh, but again, it's all up to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well as to what is going to happen. But Ankit, whatever lineup you had mentioned, I think that's a very strong lineup, and I would also go with the same as well, considering that majority of those players got a rest against Watford as
So
well.
do you think Cavani will make it into the starting 11, considering he had the three-game ban? And if we need to rest either of Marshall or Rashford, I think Cavani can step up and play the number 9 position. So do you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might opt for Cavani in this game?
Honestly speaking, I feel that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would start Cavani in this particular game, and I'm also expecting him to start over Marshall or Rashford or anybody on top, in the number 9 position, considering that he'll be fresh after 3 games. So I would be hoping that Edinson Cavani starts. But whatever front three is going to be put in this game, I think we'll kind of get a clear picture as to what front three is going to play at Anfield. So if he is going to start Erinson Cavani, uh, then you can kind of expect to see either Martial or Rashford, somebody basically leading the line at Anfield. But against Burnley, I want Cavani to start, and I'm actually hoping that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would actually put Cavani up top. What about you? Are you hoping the same?
Considering that he hasn't played for the last 3 games and a bit of the festive period, I don't think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will opt for him directly in the starting 11. I think he will come off the bench, and maybe Marshall or Rashford, either of one of them gets substituted if we are winning the game. I don't see him starting the game, but yes, off the bench he will certainly be an option, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will use it.
Nice. Okay. So,
Yeah. So we
uh,
have seven watching, and shout out to Gamer Babu for joining, and all of you, the seven people joining in. Thank you.
hello, Gamer Bao. Thank you so much for joining. It's always wonderful to see you here. And yes. So,
Okay,
what are your score
so
predictions,
score
Ankit, for this
predictions.
game?
Yeah. Before score predictions, I think we can cover one more segment.
Hmm.
Is that I just want your opinion. What do you think that we are genuinely title contenders, or it's just the hype in the media that after so many years that there is an uh, Premier League title rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United, and that is the reason it is getting hyped up? Or do you think we are certainly the title challengers? And what do you think about City? Now, I think City has started beginning to gain form, and they have certainly dominating games and winning games. So City are again back in the contention. So do you think it will be a three-way race, or do you think some team or maybe United getting dropped off in the upcoming months, considering we are into the FA Cup and the Europa League competitions? So what is your make on this? Does United are in the title challenge with one team or two teams?
So, the clear thing that I'm going to say right now is that Manchester United are actually one of the clear favorites of the title for this particular season, 2021. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, with the players that we
So
have.
is this coming from a United fan or a neutral perspective?
No, this is coming from a really neutral perspective and based on the analysis of all the results, as well as the performances and the results of all the other teams as well, the chasing pack as well. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
one thing that is certain is yes, definitely the media has hyped up Liverpool and Manchester City this season. No doubt they deserve all the hype. Liverpool, who are currently the Premier League champions, and Liverpool and Manchester City have both, they've gone 95 points plus in 2 seasons, so they have the capability. So, and both of them showed that they can consecutively win 24 to 25 games in a season, and basically they can just blow away all the competition, that's for sure, and it's completely understandable. But this season, what I'm noticing is that, of course, there's one thing where you can basically say that yes, they are favorites for the title. But then there's another thing where I can see the arrogance as well. Where for example, Jurgen Klopp, you can see, you know, their results have been poor. They've just got 1 point in their 2 points. I'm sorry, in their previous 3 games, 2 draws and a defeat. United have already caught up. Okay, so a lot of cracks are being developed over there. A lot of players have been missing from
But
injury.
is this due to the injuries that they have? So they have injuries to maybe Van Dijk, Diogo Jota,
Yes.
Alexander Arnold was away for a few weeks.
Hmm.
So is this because their main or key player in Van Dijk is injured, and that is the
Yes.
reason we are seeing a decline in Liverpool? Or
Hmm.
do you think this pattern will continue even if Van Dijk is back on the field?
It's difficult, Ankit. It's very difficult to say. Now, the only reason why they're in this place is because of Van Dijk. Okay, because prior to arrival of Van Dijk, Liverpool, they were always a good team. Okay, under Klopp, they made really good progress. They had good players, Adam Lallana, so many other players which they had. But it's only after the arrival of Van Dijk where this, had some consistency in their defense, and their attack was always good. They always had Salah and Mane firing goals. Firmino was very good. They had, players from the midfield pitching in goals as well. So yes, it's only because
You
of.
know what? One thing I'll just point out when you just said Firmino. Firmino hasn't scored quite a lot of goals in 2 seasons, but he doesn't get a criticism that maybe a United player or Chelsea player gets. So That is
Yes, I
also
mean,
one point that can we can consider.
and the reason why Firmino doesn't get criticism is because their team wins. They've been winning
Correct,
titles.
correct,
They've been
correct.
winning
Yeah,
titles. If the team wins titles, the individual also kind of wins. You don't start questioning
mm,
and picking on players. You don't say,
correct.
if United, for example, are scoring 5 to 6 goals every game, then it doesn't matter if you're conceding 2 goals every game. Nobody's going to pick on Harry Maguire and Lindelof because we're scoring 5 goals, and then it suddenly looks
But
like
then when you go on a patch like Liverpool are now in that form of run,
hmm
then the question arises, right? Then they start analyzing the loopholes, specifically this Firmino one, that he
hmm
hasn't scored quite a lot of goals. Then at the back they are vulnerable when Van Dijk is not there. So
yes.
when things go south for you, I think that is the time that people start analyzing and
hmm
criticizing you. But when you're winning and when you're on top, everything seems to be fine.
Yes, Ankit, correct. I mean, imagine if we had kept clean sheets against Leicester City, you know, or if we did not concede those 2 goals, then suddenly people would not be blaming Marcus Rashford with those two misses, the one-on-one chance as well as the header as well. Against PSG, if we could have
Correct.
managed to keep our
Correct.
defense a bit straight, nobody would have blamed Anthony Martial of missing the chance. Of course, people do say that. For example, the
Correct.
Leeds game, right, where we scored 6 goals, and Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial were in the score sheet, and Martial should have actually
Mm.
got to at least 2 or 3 goals, but nobody blamed anybody of them. They didn't even blame the defense
Mm.
because we scored 6 goals. But speaking
Mm.
of Manchester United as title contenders, I'm gonna go as far and say this based on the other teams' results as well. Yes, of course, Manchester City have picked up, but I'm gonna say this right now today that this season is Manchester United's title to lose. It's a big. I'm saying.
I think that
I'm
is.
gonna say. I'm actually gonna say why.
Oh.
I'm gonna say why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the reason is because we have the players capable of going on long runs right now. And we are not in the
Uh-huh.
beginning of the season, we are not like 10 or
Well
11
in the
games,
mid.
we are in the mid season, right? So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last season basically picked up form in the final 18 games. So we basically had like 14 wins in those final 18 games, after which, we basically won. We came into the third position. Now, here's the thing, right? We have the players who can do that, okay? Uh, we have the capability to beat bigger teams as well. Chelsea, City,
Mm-hmm.
even
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool as well. We
We
do
have done it
have
in the
that.
past. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have that. Of course, there's going to be tough competition. If either now City is already picking form and Liverpool also. Okay. If they pick a form, it's never going to be a one horse race. Okay. It's never going to be not this
Mm-hmm.
season. Okay. We'll definitely have Manchester City and Liverpool also at some point. Or maybe you never know. Maybe Chelsea might pick form. Maybe Spurs
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
pick form. Or
Maybe one of
maybe
the teams that we wouldn't expect, like Leicester City.
yes, correct. Or Leicester City as well. Okay, I personally feel that if we defeat Burnley today and if we defeat Liverpool, I feel that it's going to be a two-horse race. Okay, but at least it's going to be a two-horse race. At least, okay. Maybe even Liverpool might come. So we do have the
Okay, so
capability. We can do
you're
that.
not giving Liverpool any chance. You are slating Liverpool off, and you think that this is going to be a Manchester derby type of situation, or Manchester teams winning it.
I'm not completely putting them off, but I'm saying that there's a higher probability if Liverpool maintain
Uh-huh.
this inconsistent start, if they're not, I mean, if they're not picking the
I
points.
think, but the key players in maybe Diogo Jota or Van Dijk will be available from next month. I think so.
Mhm.
Then maybe we can see how Liverpool performs.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, yes, I mean, you could never count out Liverpool, and Manchester City will always be hot. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
once they pick up form, it's going to be really difficult to stop them. I mean, Liverpool tried 2 seasons ago and still they couldn't. They still won. Manchester City still won it by 1 point. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We have, everything on our back, the capability and everything that to basically, go for the title. But here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been too inconsistent with his decisions sometimes. For example, persisting with
Correct.
Harry Maguire
Persisting.
and
Correct.
Lindelof. Okay, he's too
Yeah.
stubborn sometimes.
Yeah.
And in crucial games, if you make such kind of tactical errors or, the key personals are missing, or if you're not going to do that, or if you're being too cautious, overly cautious, for example, in the game
Mm-hmm.
against
Yeah.
Leipzig, then
Yeah.
we are definitely not going to win the title. So can Manchester United win the title? Yes, we can. We can even blow this competition away. But do I
Mm-hmm.
really think we can do that? I think it's difficult to tell right now. But if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can maintain, or if he can at least basically give key players, or if he can get the formation or tactics right, then I think, yeah, we do have a very good shot.
But again, here's the thing, right? Last season we went on a COVID break, and then we had all our players available. Rashford was injured. Pogba was injured. We had our full squad available, and at that time there was no other competitions. We were playing 2 weeks, 2 games per week, and that was only the Premier League matches. But this time around, we have to play every competition, right? Now we are facing Liverpool in that FA Cup fourth round tie. I think it is the weekend of 22nd to 25th January. So if we win that, possibly we go into the deeper stages of the FA Cup. Then we have Europa League to play. And knowing Ole, knowing how his mentality is, he will want to win every game. Be it be any competition, I think he will go for the kill. And and there comes a point where he has to decide and prioritize what he has to do. And from this point of onwards to maybe end of February or starting of March, I think if United are still in the title contention, if United are still maybe first or maybe second or even third with just 6 points or single digit difference between the top of the table and between us, then I think Ole should scrap all the competitions, right? He should go for the kill because this is an opportunity that Manchester United have had for the last 7 to 8 years. Since Sir Alex
First
Ferguson
time.
left, we haven't had any chance even for at least competing for the title. Yes, we had an opportunity when Mourinho was in charge, but that
That was
was
so
far
difficult.
fetched.
City
Man City
finished with
blew
100
do that.
points or so, right? So,
Yeah. Man City blew that league with that season. So this is our first genuine chance since God knows so many years. And now I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to prioritize and has to keep a balance between the Premier League games and the games of the other cup competition. Maybe it be Europa League or FA Cup if we go through against Liverpool. So yes, I think your comments that you your opinions or comment that you had for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think I'm 100% agree to what you have said. But then if United can have that mentality shift, if United can go one step ahead, and you never know, a PE teacher can also win a Premier League title. So that will
yes.
be the biggest meltdown of the entire century that these people, rival fans or even us, have called Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a PE teacher. He's not good tactically. He's inept. I think he's still inept. I know that he makes mistakes. He is still vulnerable in most of the crucial games. And when it comes to big games, he bottles it. Specifically for semi-finals that we have not able to qualify for the final. So that is an example. But if there is given a chance in this season where he can go into the final and win a cup competition or even challenge for the title for the entire season until April or May, I think that will be a good achievement.
Yes, Ankit, absolutely. So it all basically depends on, I mean, the only key word is consistency over here.
100%.
Even though our defense has been really atrocious, we've been conceding 2 goals in a lot of Premier League games as well, but we still came back, scored crucial goals, and won the game. So, if we can keep consistency with the results, I'm sure, things should be pretty good as well. And yes,
So, what
so
do you think
and
about today's game? Do you think United will overcome Burnley, or do you think again the inconsistency creeps in? There is a banana slide, and the match against Liverpool becomes the most important match of the season.
I feel we should win this game. I feel we will win this game, in fact. My prediction is going to be 2-0. And I'm hoping, Burnley to kind of set up in a way where it's going to be really hard to beat them. It's going to be really hard to break them down as well. That's what I'm hoping. I'll be surprised
Mhm.
if they take the game like Southampton did, basically just attack
No,
the ball all the way. So
no,
I think
no.
that is difficult.
I've seen a couple of Burnley games. I think they played against Arsenal, which I saw. I saw that game against Sheffield last week. Oh, sorry, not last week. The last game that they played in the Premier League. I think I saw a glimpse of that game. They are not good going forward. They do not have goals in them. Defensively, they are solid because they have a good center pairing in Benmi and Tarkowski. So they
Tarkowski, yes.
defensively they are good. Yeah, defensively they are good. But when going forward, they do not have much goals in them. So United should seize this opportunity and I think easily overcome Burnley in this game. I think that will
Mhm.
be a sign of dominance that yes, we can overcome tricky sides that we have lost in the past, though not at their home. at their place. But I think it will be a sign for Liverpool. And watch out, Liverpool, we are coming on Sunday for you.
We
If
are
we win this
coming.
game, I think if we win this game, I'll tell you now. If we win this game, I think United are favorites to win the game against Liverpool on Sunday.
Absolutely,
United are favorites
yes.
for the first time in eternity. In so many years, United will be the favorite team.
Correct, Ankit. Absolutely. Even I'm also having a very strong feeling as to we can take the game at Anfield and win, considering all the talk that's happening at Anfield. So they do have a little bit of a negative vibe over there right now, and
United
we
are considered to be record breakers. Beat the invisible side of
invincibles
Arsenal,
exactly.
invincible side, yeah. And Liverpool haven't lost a game at Anfield for the last 3 years.
3
So
years.
if we go and win that game, I think we are again breaking a record, and specifically against Liverpool. So
Hmm.
that is an entire mentality shift, an entire perspective altogether for this side to go ahead and win and do better things in the future.
And here's the thing, considering after the FA Cup draw took place, that we'll be playing Liverpool
Yeah,
twice in a
twice in the
week,
yeah, yeah,
in a span of a week. And here's the thing, I feel that if United, it's a pretty big if actually. I'm not sure if we can definitely defeat them once, that's for sure. I'm really skeptical of defeating them twice, but if we can
hmm.
manage to beat them twice, hope away and home, at Anfield and at Old Trafford.
That will be the biggest achievement of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up till now. I
Not
think
only
I'll take
achievement,
that
yes, I mean definitely it will be a very big achievement to Solskjaer, but it's going to be a really big punch in the gut for Liverpool. It's going to be a
100%.
really
Yeah.
big morale breaker for Liverpool because it's going to be.
Mm,
I'm not sure if I should say a sign, but it's going to be a statement of a power shift, basically. And we're not talking about
100%.
Manchester City, we're not talking about Chelsea, we're not talking about Arsenal. At the end of the day, the biggest rivalry in English football is
And
between
that is the reason.
Liverpool
That is
and
the
Manchester
reason
United.
Liverpool are rattled is because they are fierce rivals. They are rivals for the last decade or 2 decades are coming back and haunting them when they
Hmm.
are in power.
When they're in power.
When we were playing, yeah, yeah, when we were playing great under Sir Alex, Liverpool were nowhere there, right? Liverpool were nowhere to be considered. They were there and about in the top four, but they never challenged for the title. But since Sir Alex Ferguson has left, United have been crap, and Liverpool are on the rise. And this is their time to dominate, and this is the peak that Liverpool can reach at this point of time. And seeing their fierce rival in Manchester United coming back and haunting them during the peak will be the biggest challenge that Liverpool might face in this
Hmm.
season. So,
Biggest challenge, Ankit. Really a big challenge.
yeah, yeah.
And obviously, social media is also going to go berserk.
Oh,
So,
it's gonna be meltdown. Liverpool fans or maybe United fans, if we lose, I think then again that Ole out will creep in. I think if we lose that game on Sunday against Liverpool, Ole out is gonna trend again on Twitter. But
hmm.
I believe that we have something that we can pull this out of the game. Even if it is a draw, I'll take it, considering that we are going to face them twice in a week or maybe 2 weeks. So yeah,
The only reason why I feel, I mean, the other reason, there are a lot of reasons why I feel that United can win at Anfield, but the other reason is because, uh, Salah and Mane haven't got much of luck against United. I mean, yeah, mostly it was a draw. Rashford has played amazingly well, against Liverpool. Salah in particular has only scored one goal. So we do have, uh, what do you say, the players who can basically halt him. One of the biggest threats. But this time, we have Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes is going to be playing for the first time against Liverpool. So it's going to be a really big ask, definitely, definitely for sure. And who knows? I think it's going to be really good. So let's see what happens, definitely. But first things first is, of course, we need to go and do a job at Burnley at Turf Moor Stadium, where it's going to be really difficult. And Sean Dyche
last
has
question
always been a
before
good
we
opposition.
move out, and yeah, last question before we move out. What do you think if we lose against Burnley tonight? Will this be again a drop, and you see us losing against Liverpool as well? Because this is again a confidence, not a confidence booster, but a confidence loser kind of situation where are on the rise and they lose
Hmm.
against Burnley, and then against Liverpool we also have a crap. That will certainly hamper our league chances.
Hmm.
So, what do you think if we lose tonight? What are the consequences that United might face.
I feel that if we lose tonight, we might still defeat Liverpool. Okay, that's for sure. I mean, not for sure that we'll defeat. Not for sure. Sorry,
Correct.
sorry. I have to
But United
rephrase
have
that.
a good
Okay.
chance. Good chance.
I mean, the chances of beating Liverpool are still there. Okay, regardless of today's game. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But here's the thing: if we lose today at Burnley, then my probability for us winning the title from here is going to come down way below. I'm not going to fancy our chances for the title then, because it's going to prove again, time and again, that we are way too
Oh,
inconsistent and we are not going to be. This way, we are not going to win the title. That's for sure. Not like this, defeating it. So we need to go and get a result at Burnley. You know, if it's a draw, then at least what I would like to see is United having at least, like, 20 shots at least, where they gave their best and it was a completely defensive block from Burnley. That's fine. Then at least we can say that, what, United tried. We actually could have won. But if it's a game where United are conceding like two easy goals, like in the first half or within 60 minutes, and then they're playing catch up and catch up and catch up, and then I'm gonna be like, you know what, we're not gonna win the league like this. Not like that. Yeah.
but we are good at playing catch up in the recent games, in the recent past few months that we have performed, that we have played. We are good at catch up, but it's not going to work every time. We have seen this against Leipzig, and we have seen this against City as well. That against good teams, against good opponents, we are not good at catch up. Against the lower play
Mhm.
sides, yes, we can do it, but against good teams, it never happens. It doesn't happen.
I mean, the mentality is there. The players are mentally
Yeah.
tough. So even if they go a goal down, they are not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like an unfamiliar territory. So
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
know at least for a fact that, okay, we've had games like this before where we were even 2-0 down and we had to come back. So the
Yeah. Yeah.
character is there, the mentality is there. Players are mentally stronger to not give
Yeah.
up, basically. So yeah, I mean that is for sure. But at the
But
end of
our
the day,
squad, speaking about the mentality, our squad has also improved quite a lot. I saw the last year's game when they defeated us 2-0. Can you just guess what our front four or front five was?
Daniel James, Pereira, and
Mata was there and Rashford
Mata,
played the striker.
Rashford
Yeah,
as well.
Mata was, yeah. So compared that team to the team that we have now, we have Marshall, we have Rashford, we have Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Cavani is there, Greenwood is there. So we have six attacking players for the three or four positions in the attacking lineup. So there is a huge difference between the squad or the starting 11 that faced Burnley last time around and the team that is facing this time. So I expect United to get a win. There is no reason at all that we can say that okay there was fatigue and players are tired and all that bullshit stuff because we have rested our full squad or full starting 11 apart from Maguire in that Watford game. So they have had a good rest for at least 1 week. So I expect that United will win, and I hope that the game against Liverpool will be the game of the season, and this game will be a confidence booster for us.
Mhm. Yes, Ankit, absolutely. Sorry, I lost my audio. So yes, absolutely. There's a pretty big game coming up, and against Burnley at Turf Moor, and hopefully we basically win this game. And let's see what happens. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can take this 3 points, and for the first time in, I don't know, a long time, basically first time after a
Yeah.
long time, where we'll be basically going top of the league in mid-season. So which is going to be a really big, massive booster also for United as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
And this would also put us in prime position before we face Liverpool at Anfield. So hopefully expecting for these 3 points. And a wonderful discussion, Ankit. Thank you so much for joining me in this particular podcast. And thank you to all the viewers also who are watching and joined us in the live stream. Please let us know what your score predictions are in today's game. And, also let us know what are our chances for the
Starting
title
11 as well.
as well. And
Yeah.
okay, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys in the next video as well. Bye bye.
Thank you.